Well, there we go, but
Here we go, another show. We'll start off the show by saying we're joined today by our good friend Billy Buffalo.
hey Billy,
He'll be with us throughout the season and hopefully into the playoffs.
and just a shout out to Mike Capizzi, where Mike was almost Billy Buffalo, came in second. We're in the head, running around the stadium. He's very, very bitter about that.
Well, a good friend of the show and does a lot of reporting for the show. In fact, broke the story on Brandon Covington,
Yes,
Quadrington, whatever.
yeah.
Coming from the Jets, our good friend Timmy was
Mhm.
the Buff State Bengal and the Maryville Pegasus.
Yes, he was.
Mike, call him. He might give you some advice.
Maybe a couple tips. I mean, Mike second is all right, but not good enough. And you know, plus to be honest with you, I don't think you get in the suit now.
Well, those suits are, they do a lot with those suits
Can't you
today.
just laugh?
Well, no, I just want to back him because he's always, he loves what I've done for the city.
Wow. So you you won't even mock Mike Capizzi.
No, but I'll tell you, in all sincerity, it's something to play games with. Timmy still has severe burns
Oh, I know.
on his knees from when he came out of the gym and slid on the floor and the stuff came right off. It burned his knees. But you got to know what you're doing with being
Plus
with
the,
mascots.
I tell you, the inside of those suits, they gotta be disgusting.
It can get hot.
Yeah, hot and sweaty, and there's more bacteria than CDC knows about.
My daughter was actually for one weekend, she was the Golden Eagle at Cleve Hill for a homecoming.
Be damned.
Yeah, Mary Kate.
Well, she does.
Maybe the best Mullen athlete.
Well, I don't think there's any question. Shout out to Tom Mullen, who was not even close. TJ Mullen to being the best athlete. But anyway, by the way, for anybody that's listening in the chat, I guess I was on the bubble for the Mike Capizzi wedding next year, and I guess he chose Justin. So now I know where I stand.
All right. Well,
Mike, if you need a home after his third divorce, don't call me.
good things happen in threes. He picked a great date though, June 28th.
June 28th. And why is that great?
A lot of success on that date
Yeah?
with marriages.
And what success is that?
Well, I was married on that date.
Yeah. Hopefully not the first one.
No.
Okay.
No. I said success.
That's my parents' anniversary too.
June 28th. It's a great day. It's a great day for a wedding. A week after the summer solstice, which is the longest day of the year, sunlight-wise.
Gotta love it.
It should be a great party.
So it should be fun. A lot of time away though. It's only the end of August here. So I'm preparing to go down to the heat of Florida to see the Bills play. Hopefully you can squish the fish down there. Got a little time for
I'll
that.
be attending Gettysburg.
Yes,
when
I
you're
would have
down
gone
there.
with you had you.
Going to Gettysburg. I've loved that place. We're going down with our son Tommy, Aaron, and my wife, and we'll spend a little time in Gettysburg, a couple of days, and I see it was vandalized, which really sucks shit.
Jesus. Will you be back in time for the Thursday night game, or are you going to be watching it
We
in a hotel?
will be home for the Thursday night game.
Okay.
Yep.
So anyway, let's talk a little bit about the Bills. Obviously, finalize our roster. Look at, you've heard a lot of this. This is just a couple of our thoughts. You guys know, nice pickup. Lewis Cine, C-I-N-E.
Yeah.
Destroyed his leg. He was number one pick out of Georgia, the Bulldogs, for Minnesota. Was playing on special teams his rookie year in 22. Absolutely compound fracture, destroyed his leg, 2 surgeries. Tried to come back last year, didn't do well. And this year he was cut because they got some real talent at safety. So I think, I don't know how he had options, because I would have thought it would go down the waiver wire, but let's not even get into that. He decided to shun the Jets, who he verbally said okay to, and come to the Bills and sign.
It's funny. People don't want to come here.
Yeah.
The weather,
but
the
don't they?
women aren't pretty enough and all that. But isn't it funny when you have a good team that kicks ass and the fans are awesome? It's funny how people come. And we've mentioned the Bandits, now the Bills.
Yep.
Sabres start doing that, guys will come.
He certainly will.
By the way, the lot did this year too.
He certainly will.
I'm thrilled with Joe Andreessen, Buffalo Joe.
Oh, I know. That's
I'm
great.
always have a heart for the local guys.
3 UB products on this team. That's nice.
They're right in your backyard, and we had Khalil Mack in our backyard, and missed him. We also had Gronkowski, basically growing up in our backyard, and missed him.
Yeah.
I know we did go away to prep school and
2
stuff.
Pro Bowlers.
My God, he was right here. And anyways,
I wanted Terrell Troop anyway.
Troop was a great pick. Andreessen, it isn't a feel-good story. It isn't South Jersey story. The kid made the team.
Oh, he made the team. That kid, You watch him play football. He shoots the gap. He doesn't get sucked in like a lot of rookies, like Dorian Williams last
Like
year.
Dorian Williams, exactly.
He got sucked in. This kid waits, smells it out. He smells out the screens. He shoots the gap. I mean, this kid's a good player.
Some of the local commentary said that, well, I don't know if he's going to make the team because guys got hurt and he played. Okay, well, one, why are we trying out then? Why do we have 90 guys? You bring him to try out.
Yeah,
He took advantage of his opportunity.
sure did.
All right, maybe the good Lord said, well, we'll pull a hamstring here and we'll keep Nick Morrow in the hospital for another month. And this kid can play football.
Right.
Number two, he earned it. Balin Spector, and I have nothing against Balin Spector.
I actually like him, but I don't think he's played in the times that he's not been injured, which is very rare. I don't think he's played as well as Andreessen.
No, and when he did play, he played against the third stringers. I know, but that's what he played against. I didn't see him make the plays that Andreessen did, and Andreessen played against the starters and still made plays.
I know.
I've never seen Spector do that.
Very impressive.
Nick Morrow, I haven't seen Nick Morrow.
Is he alive?
He's
He's on the team, but is he alive?
He's right now in a step-down unit. I think Sisters Hospital step-down. But surprisingly, he made the team at 6'2", 210", which is an inflated safety.
Yeah.
And I don't know what he did with. I mean, it's not like Nick Bonacani or Zach Thomas or Junior Seau, where he's a little older and gotten hurt, but you know what he can do.
Yeah.
I don't know what he's done anything.
He's at Philly. He had a decent career, but my God, he can't stay healthy.
And Casey Toohill, I guess.
Casey Toohill.
There's a shot
He's
of
got
him
pictures.
in a hospital bed at ECMC crying, saying, I made it? I mean, listen, guys. You tell me, well, there's shorts and T-shirts, you can't say much. Well, apparently it means a lot to the guys making the team because some of these guys didn't put a pad on.
I know.
And, you know, I thought Frank Gore Jr. had an awesome camp and should have made the team. Okay, whatever. But, well, Ty Johnson, this and that. I don't think if you switched and gave Ty Johnson the ball in the last game and gave him 18 carries, I don't see 101 yards there.
No, I'm okay with Ty Johnson, but I do think Gore outplayed him. And it's De'Arrington, Evans? What's his name?
De'Arrington Evans.
Yeah, they designated him for return. I mean, what, our fifth running back and we designated for return?
Didn't quite understand that move. Hey, I know those guys have made great moves. But I thought Frank Gore, the way he ran tough, he didn't get hit. He didn't go down with the first hit.
No.
But my point of all this is they'll say, well, you know, they look at this, they look at that. Some RAF score that he got at the combine was really low.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, but I thought shirts and T-shirts didn't matter. I thought when they put the pads on, let's see who can play football.
Who plays football? Who's
Because
a football player?
The other side of it is Mike White, who the Bills signed as a practice squad quarterback, isn't a real good practice player. He's not going to jump at you with numbers, his running or anything.
Mm-hmm.
But when he plays,
He's very impressive.
he's a gamer. But that's not the same for Frank Gore,
Right.
who played and is a gamer.
gamer.
And lastly, Andreessen's RAF scores, and forgive me if I'm saying that thing wrong. Here we go. Were through the charts.
Yes.
Andreessen's numbers were through the charts, but he only played because guys were.
Yeah.
But he played.
And the other thing is, I worked both of those preseason games, and I got to tell you, I know they're money-hungry bastards, but they got to stop charging full price for that shit.
And that's exactly what I was going to
That
say,
is
Wayne.
horrible.
If indeed the preseason games, I mean, in all fairness, all our receivers trying out for the team really didn't get a fair shot because Josh only played 8 plays, right?
Right.
So, and the guys throwing to him, and I'm not knocking them, but
They're off the street.
Danucci and Brown only came in at the last minute and
Right.
really didn't have a
Handle on the offense.
right. But when they did throw, they both threw the ball fairly well. But
Yeah.
you're grading these guys like Shavers and that, kind of a raw deal, I think. But again, at St. John Fisher, everything was charted. Okay, then why don't we just have a friggin' goddamn scrimmage and stop charging us up the ass for these preseason
shit games.
if
And-
they don't matter?
And let's talk about Shavers, right? Come on, you got to be kidding me. Anyway.
Voted for Biden. That tells you all you need
Yeah,
to
he's
know.
a Biden. No, but and going back to Shavers, all I heard about was this great camp. Okay, and then he said, yeah, but he didn't bring it forward in the games. But how?
Who
He's got
could?
Dominic DiNucci throwing him.
He made and nothing against Ben DiNucci,
No,
right?
not at all.
But he made a great move, was wide open, and the guy threw the ball in the stands.
Right. He threw it too far. So
And again, I know we're basing a lot of what we say on our local media,
Yeah,
which
okay.
we both know.
Which, by the way, they're gonna say that we got this signed on Thursday. We just signed them, right? It'll be in Sunday's edition.
Right. Now, Bean and McDermott obviously will tell us a different story, and it'll be a different idea. I get all of that.
Well, Tuchel, for example, they said they kept him because of his special teams,
Well, apparently,
and he can play inside and out.
what I'm hearing from some friends in the janitorial division,
Yes.
he might have walked in on something that he shouldn't have seen. Kidding, but
I guess somebody was licking a urinal plug.
but Jonathan Kingsley also can play special teams. Nick Morrow, if he plays special teams, he's going to be back in the ICU. But anyways, it's our team. We're ready to roll.
Yeah, I'm excited. I think that here's the thing, right? And it's almost every team in the NFL this year. Not many starters played. So you're going to have to gel quickly in the beginning of the year. Well, the Bills' first 5 games are brutal.
And perfect. I want to jump on that thought. That's exactly right. They're very careful on how to play guys. Like, it rained really hard in Pittsburgh, so they didn't want the guys running on the wet turf and stuff, because it did stop, I think, when the game started.
Right.
They're so finely tuned that they're like racehorses. Once they snap something, they have to rest it. Okay, got all of that. All across the league, I think the Arizona Cardinals didn't play their starters at all.
Right.
Why are we paying top dollar to see this shit done?
That's right. Remember when it was 4 preseason games? At least in the second and third, you saw everybody. And then the fourth, they rested.
Listen,
now we're not seeing anybody for these prices.
And I get it, like, last week of the season, we're resting our starters, we're already clinched. No arguments with me on that.
Oh, that's
right?
different, yeah.
But we're playing top dollar. Now, we're playing the second game of the kickoff season here. The first one's Thursday night in Kansas City. Of course, it always has to start in Arrowhead, who, by the way, are all demanding a new stadium or they'll leave. They've already put billions into that one. Whatever. The second night, Friday night, we're kicking off the season in the lovely country of Brazil.
Okay, now just recently there was some new footage. There are used prophylactics, hypodermic needles, and raw sewage floating.
Well, you gotta be careful, because these guys are gonna come home with dysentery. But are the Brazilians paying a seat licensing fee?
I don't think so.
Abbreviated as it may be.
Yeah, probably not.
And then I see the NFL passed a new thing with the equity
Equity ownership.
because they need cash into these organizations. What am I missing?
Billions of dollars. Well, what they did is they outpriced themselves. So you've got the Dallas Cowboys are worth $7 billion. The Bills, $4 billion. So now you want to get some ownership, and the guy goes, well, I'd like to get 25%, but I don't have $1.5 billion floating around. So they're going to equity. They're going to mutual funds and stuff in the capital markets. But I guess every other league does it, and I'm glad that the NFL has limited it to 10%. And it has to be passive ownership, meaning you have no say in the running of the team.
Now yesterday, Tasker and Brown were defending it, saying, well,
No, I'm not defending it.
No, I know you're not. You're explaining it the way I can't. They were saying, well, they take the extra cash for stadium upgrades. The hell they do.
No, they don't. They pocket it.
Stadium upgrades, that's on the taxpayers.
Yeah, that's pocketed.
And don't get me wrong, I love the Bills. I want them here. Keep the stadium going, and whatever. I just don't understand that. If they build their own stadiums, why can't they? Whatever. I don't know.
Well, one good thing about Pagula with his 25% is that it's about $1 billion, and his overruns right now look to be about a total he'll owe $700 million. They're saying by the time it's done in 2 years, it might be $1 billion. So the good news is that whoever finally, right, the New York State and Erie County negotiated that contract, did it right. He's got overruns, not us, the taxpayers. Right. And by the way, I'm not crying about the $850 million total for the taxpayers because 5 palaces downstate. It's our turn.
No, and Pagula also didn't bilk the area for the team either. So let's wipe that out of there.
Yeah, I do believe people are saying that one of his representatives said we'll go to San Antonio. That has not been confirmed.
No. Austin,
Okay.
wasn't it Austin, Texas?
Maybe it was Austin. It wasn't confirmed, and you know what though? Any business is going to, and you see it every day with the tax breaks and everything. Any business, any billionaire is going to take anything he can out of the area to get hit what he wants. Now, the bottom line, we've talked about this, you and I. There's one of 32, you know, and we can sit
And
here.
I want one.
Right, and we can't. We could be the new Rochester and sit here and finger our asshole, but we don't want to do that. We want to see football and hockey.
Well, and we're also they're part of our fan base too.
Well, I know that. What I mean is, I don't want to be a Rochester where I got to drive an hour and a half to go see a team. I want them right here in Buffalo, New York, and we got to go with that. But anyway, exciting.
One last thing on that whole subject.
Yeah, go ahead.
Something came out in the news a week or so ago where they said because of the building of the stadium and the state funds, which were $800 million.
State was 600, and the county was 250.
Okay, so 800.
850.
Public funds, right?
Right.
Okay. The bills had to show us a statement of where the money's going to help the minorities.
I know where you're going.
Okay, the minorities and what's being done for the city. Okay, a couple of things on that. Number one, why aren't the minorities? Aren't they going to the game too?
Tom, they can't afford it. They've been oppressed for 200 years.
Well, I'm affording it, but
Tom,
there's not going to be.
Tom, you're white.
But 98% of the players and coaches are black.
Right.
Right. There's not going to be a concert at the stadium that they might like.
Tom, I guess you don't understand the plight of the black man.
No, but why do we? Okay, maybe I don't. But now, 500 billion.
Mm-hmm.
I'm saying that. I think that's right. Right.
No, they only. I guess they're going to be. They just. It's not as big as we think. It's 3 million. Okay, that have to go to funds to fund the underprivileged or whatever the hell community.
Right. No, but New York State has paid $5 billion.
Oh, $5 billion for
$5 billion
our friends
and counting for a newfound friends.
Yeah.
Where is the explanation of what I'm getting out of that?
Well, why
What,
should
warm and fuzzy?
why should you get something out of that?
I don't want warm and
but
fuzzy.
Tom, they're our newfound friends.
But nobody, what are we doing the show for the city? What are we doing this? The team should have been in the city. We got to regenerate the city.
No, we couldn't.
Right.
I would have. I got my car out here. I think the rims would be gone.
But what am I getting out of the $5 billion and counting for our newfound friends? Maryville School Board here.
I'm your wife.
My kids bought a house there. My son and his daughter-in-law. Where's they were supposed to get their school taxes reimbursed.
Yeah.
Pulling cars pulled that. He said, that's not happening. Shame on you.
Yeah.
What do you mean shame on me? What's going on here?
Yeah. Well, we know that. That's horrific. We'll come back to that in a second because I want to go into some of the things that you and I would like to get out of this liberal environment. But anyway, the Bills, it's going to be tough. We got a tough schedule to start out, but that offense should click. I see that offense clicking. Defense might take a little time to gel, but by the way, they said today or yesterday that Babbage is going to call the signals. So that was a decision made. Now he's a neighbor of Al Walters, and I was thinking maybe we get some influence.
Maybe.
You know.
But he seems like a pretty energetic guy. I'm not really worried about the Bills D.
Yeah.
I think if Josh is going, this team will be fine. And I do like the fact. I don't know what they're going to do offensively, right? But I do like where I think they're going.
Yeah.
With a lot of ball control.
Yes, much more controlled
and
offense.
Like we've said a million times, and stop listening. Let's get those 13-play, 8-minute drives with points instead of the 3-minute drive. Let's keep the ball, and they can't score with it.
And I see that the Bills are really high on T-Bass. They said, look, he just needs his confidence. They did not go out and get a practice squad kicker. So they're basically showing the kid, look, we've seen you do it before. We know you can do it. Just, drop everything, get your head straight.
I'm only going to throw this out as a layman.
Are you a layman?
I am a layman. But Bass has not, his struggles started, and the struggles aren't crazy, first off, right? But it started with Sam Martin.
Mm-hmm.
And when Hack was holding, Bass was on spot on.
It's kind of automatic. Yeah.
But Hack's punting wasn't that good.
Correct.
Now you might say, they watch this, they do all this stuff. Okay, the games I've watched, it seems like a lot of discussion between Bass and Martin
On the sidelines.
after missed kicks, especially. Maybe that's because that's where the camera goes after he missed, whatever, right? But we had a kid here, Benorquez, and whoever our kicker was at the time was struggling, and it didn't come to light till Benorquez left. And then wherever he went, was it Pittsburgh or Philly, somewhere, he struggled
Pittsburgh.
holding there too. So maybe Martin and him don't have chemistry. I don't know.
They got to figure it out though, because in this game, the game in the NFL game today is these games are usually 2-3 points apart, and you got to have a kicker hit 50-yarder at the end. You have to.
The other thing I'll say real quick, there's been a lot of comments about a backup quarterback. Why the Bills don't do it? They only seem to bring in friends of Josh. Stop all of that. Steve Tasker, who I really, really like, right, should be in the Hall of Fame. He keeps bringing up, well, when your season's done, if Josh Allen goes down, the season's over. Backups, smack-ups. I disagree with Steve.
Totally disagree.
If all these guys train, we have a very good roster. If Josh twists an ankle and is out 2 or 3 weeks, we can't just throw the season down the toilet.
You need a backup to come in for 2 or 3 games and win 2 out of those 3. Now, if Josh is hurt in the opener and he's gone for the season, yeah, I'm with you, Stevie. But
still, it's not fair to the fan base and the rest of the guys on the team
to just quit. I know
just
that.
to have whatever. So find, and
you
that's
gotta
where I
find
think
a better one.
I'd like to ask, if I ever could, Brandon Beane, or why don't you draft a quarterback later in the draft?
Yeah.
Or
Bring him along.
bring a guy in. Is it like, I know Kelly didn't like Todd Collins and all. I get all of that nonsense, but the truth is, Josh is the guy. We know it.
Yeah.
But we need somebody that can come in and salvage a few games and maybe not win them, but let's not lose them.
I think that Mike White can actually do that. I love that pickup. And I respected him, man. When we played him twice 2 years ago with the Jets, man, that kid, he made us earn those wins.
And I thought Trubisky, when he was here the first time with us, gave me that confidence.
He doesn't do it to me anymore.
But then he went to Pittsburgh and didn't play well there, no doubt about it.
Right.
Came back here and did not look good in the few times he had the ball.
No. Well, he's holding it. I don't care about all these other things, but when you're standing back and guys are breaking open, and you're a veteran quarterback and you're standing there like a statue getting crushed, I'm sorry. That's rookie-like.
Yeah, so this Mike White, I think it's a step in the right direction. He's a big, strong kid.
He's on the practice squad, and so he's only available for 3 call-ups, unless, we make him part of the 53.
And one of the other things the NFL did do, and the union stopped it, and I'm all for it. They wanted an unlimited amount of like Mike White on the practice squad all week, but then activated on game day
as third quarterback
all year. And the NFLPA said, no, I agree. That's just the ownership being cheap. You want a third quarterback, pay him and keep him on the roster. If not, no. I think that's just them on the cheap.
Okay, God bless you.
Right? Or create a 54th spot just for your backup quarterback. But don't nickel and dime a guy all week.
Yeah.
And I know some of that practice squad money is way better than anybody else would make. I get all of that, but the NFL owners are swimming in dough. And
yeah, they are swimming.
If you want to start worrying about stuff, stop these games in England and Germany and the Bills on the Rhine and Tijuana.
We're going Bosnia next, Tijuana.
Right, it's just ridiculous.
Hey, man, I got a ticket for you.
Then we go over there and we don't dare touch the perfect pitch. We have to play on concrete.
Play on concrete, and then we get hurt.
But anyways.
So Bills, go Bills. We're, what are we, let's see, today's Thursday. 10 days away from the opener against Arizona.
We'll have a kickoff show for y'all.
We'll have a nice kickoff show. What do you think? Now, let's talk about what you and I and the politics of today. What should we be talking about? What does it mean to us to be U.S. citizens now?
Well, I think things. I want to be happier.
Yeah, joy.
Joy. I want joy.
I need joy. Yeah.
What the Republicans are doing is kind of weird.
Okay, what's that?
Well, J.D. Vance is kind of weird. He was grew up kind of poor, worked hard to get his stuff. Was a soldier. Actually went and fought.
Unlike that,
but
Walls.
he's kind of weird. But Tampon Tim. I think voting in Tampon, I wish there would have been a tampon machine in our men's room.
Well, I
At
remember
Newman.
one time. Remember one time when we had that X-Lax given to us? I could have used the tampon.
That would have helped. A couple times we sweat pretty hard over there, and the tampon would help soak up some of that. No, I just think, and the way, Cam Harris, right? She's going to save our democracy.
Actually, just by her being out there speaking, not to anybody individually because they won't do that, but I think she's doing a great job. And I haven't heard much about it, but I do believe in her to save our democracy.
I can't do it anymore. Wayne and I were going to do this sarcasm thing, but I want to vomit. This guy next door has a bumper sticker that says, "I love Cam Harris" or something. How in the fuck?
You couldn't even hold out 5 minutes.
How in the fuck can you love? This chick didn't get a single vote the first time she ran. Didn't get any votes this time.
Right.
Everybody that runs for president, the American people picked the candidate.
Correct.
She was put in as a hood ornament for this Barack Obama bullshit.
Yep.
I'm done with hoping she won't do an interview.
No.
All
Well, tonight, CNN, it'll be softballs all night.
But Tampon Tim's with her.
Yeah, that's right.
And
Can't do it single.
by the way, this guy is so in bed with the Chinese Republican. Do some Googling. But any of you guys that I hate Trump, he has all this money. He's an asshole. Listen, guys, how was the country when he ran it?
Right.
It was a lot better than today. And remember, we didn't have the Congress and Senate.
No.
He spent 4 years fighting lies
Yep.
and impeachments and all this stuff. Now,
Still got stuff done.
when a tree falls in the woods, does it make any noise? Zucker
Zuckerberg.
has come out and said that the Biden administration basically put pressure on them to downplay the laptop story and all the COVID stuff.
Yeah.
Now, does anybody hear that? Did anybody hear that?
Not unless you listen to Fox.
Well, yeah, but it's right, exactly right. Now, it's good to know that the Cookie Monster is behind Kamala Harris. Now, before you laugh and say, Bert and Ernie love him, the Cookie Monster is a Venezuelan gang leader,
Gang lord.
who's currently destroying Boulder, Colorado, which
Boulder
is
or Aurora?
Aurora, Colorado. Thank you. Because it's just outside of Denver, which is a sanctuary city. This man has been twice been arrested. Of course, there's no bail. They promised to come back. He didn't. There's videos out there now, citizens who are terrified to live in their homes now, of these gangs going down the street, heavily armed. There's no tree stands.
What is this? Serbia? Bosnia?
There's no tree stands. There's no deer hunters. This is gang members who have the orders to shoot police. This is running through the streets. Some tenants
How do you think they got here?
that stood up to them have disappeared. All right, you're not going to hear in 2, 4, and 7. You're not going to hear Lester.
I'm Lester Holt.
These citizens have disappeared. They came across the border, brought in by Cammy. By the way, where is Joe?
He's on a beach in Delaware. His wrinkled ass.
I don't know, but now she says she wants a wall. No, she hasn't said any of that. Her staff tweets it out.
Yeah.
It's the biggest con game going since the last shit stick.
It really is.
Then
It really is. If you think about it, Tom, you go back to what you said. She got 2% of the vote in the primary. She was so dumb, they laughed at her for voting. Then Shitstick takes her as vice president.
For the racial thing.
Right, for the racial thing. Then he gets, he's so goddamn old he can't find a toilet. So then they push him out. They stick Cammy in. Suddenly she's the savior of the Democratic Party. Tom, she is useless and has been her whole career.
She comes out at her, what was it, convention. Says everything was down Trump, down Trump, down Trump. Armed insurrection. Nobody was armed at the insurrection.
There was nobody armed there.
But the BLMs were, and she bailed them out.
Yes,
now,
she did.
they changed the Democrats, because they're fighting for democracy. They changed the whole primary, Democratic primary, to fuck Robert Kennedy.
Yep.
And then fought in many states to keep him even off the ballot.
Oh.
And,
So where's your democracy there?
And refused and denied him Secret Service protection.
and he was really worried. He was getting threats.
That's a democracy.
Yeah.
Now we send Trump into Butler, Pennsylvania, and they tried to. That was an attempt to kill him. That was the most. What are the cops called? Keystone Cops.
Yeah.
That was ridiculous.
That was unbelievable.
They tried to kill him, and knock him off. And now, mum's the word. Now they don't tell us why this kid, who we're going to stand up to China and Putin. We're going to stand up to them, but we can't stand up to a 20-year-old transgender.
Zit-filled transgender.
By the way, and he was a transgender.
He was. They showed the 18-year-old picture from his high school yearbook, the zitted up little nerd. Well, guess what? And the 20-year-old picture, which you'll never see anywhere on regular stations, he's a tranny.
And the same thing with the Nashville shooting in the Christian school.
Yeah.
Tranny. They're hushing that up.
Yeah.
Hush, hush.
Because that's the trannies are the new, like, gods of the Americas. We've got to take 0.5% of the population and turn them into gods.
The other thing that upsets me, the Supreme Court again today said no to the college bailout.
Right.
Kamala Harris says we're going to fight that and find another way. Well, first off, why am I paying off the college of these piss pots that are destroying these colleges in New York State?
And quite frankly, even if they weren't destroying and they didn't do all that, we paid student loans. Our kids paid student loans. You can't just say now we're going to draw a line in the sand and everything's forgiven. You can't do it.
And can someone please, and I wish I could get close enough to
took
one
a
of
loan
those
out.
rallies here, right? But gays for Hamas,
They would shoot you between the eyes in a half a second.
that's like a bunch of chickens dancing around,
Yeah,
waiting to go in.
The Tyson factory.
Waiting to go to Colonel Sanders. Now, I took that from the president of Israel, but I'm sorry. And then the Democrats here, this war machine they got going in the Ukraine. Listen to Robert Kennedy. There was a deal on the table. Putin was going to back off. Biden walked away from that with the war machine.
And I'll tell you what, he's got enough stock in the war machine to be that. These guys come in with net worths of 200,000. Okay, then they become president or Congress or senator, and suddenly they're worth 10 million. Like that bitch out of Albany, Latish.
And Trump walked in worth, I don't know, $1 billion, and his value has gone down.
Down.
And guys, he
not
didn't
accepting
take
it.
a paycheck as president.
Right.
Now, is he the best guy, the greatest guy? I
No.
think he's what we need now because the way the Democrats with the media fight back, I think DeSantis and guys would have crumbled.
They would have crumbled. And the lies, the constant lie. You know, somebody said if you say a lie long enough and hard enough and strong enough, it becomes the truth.
This war on the rich, which by the way, every one of the suites, which I think are 63 in the United Center, were bought out by billionaires.
Billionaires.
Supporting Cammie.
Yeah.
But a little fella today had successful heart transplant. I think his name is John Henry. I think it's in Tennessee. I'm not sure. And the little fella has got a new lease on life. That heart procedure was the benefit of capitalism.
Yeah.
People with money put research in and said, I got an idea, let's try this. Now, yes, does the government help a little bit with grants? Of course. But it's not government based. So this hate of rich people made this country. And yeah, there's a few nasty ones, but their guts and hard work built this country.
Well, you're absolutely right. Take a look at these drugs that are for diabetes, Ozempic. Okay, people are going nuts. They're too expensive to do this. They had the CEO on. He said, "Look, I get it." He said, "But it took us 15 years of research and trial and error, and billions of dollars."
And Joe or Cam came out and said, "You can fly on Air Force One to Dublin and buy the same drug cheaper." Okay,
it's not
how
true.
many heart transplants have they done in Dublin?
Not many. And I'll tell you what. So you got to look at some of this. Do I think it's crazy, some of these drug costs? Absolutely. But think about what they put into it, and that's capitalism. Now, if you like socialism, that drug doesn't exist because nobody paid $6 billion for their research.
Right. And by the way,
And we've seen that in England, and we've seen it in Canada.
if you guys really
It
love
doesn't work.
what Cam's going to do, take a real good look at California where they passed a law to give illegals $150,000
To buy a house.
free money, no interest, to buy a home. And what about the American citizen?
We're printing. What is this monopoly money? Is there a little guy with a mustache and a top hat? Where are we getting this effing money?
And this guy, and by the way, everybody, nothing's free.
Never been.
All right? But we are turning into, look at Aurora, Colorado. Look at Philadelphia. Look at New York. Look at these blue states, these sanctuary cities, and look what's happening. Buffalo, sanctuary city, right? There's stabbings and shootings all the time, right? We're getting screwed here with this tap on the wrist. These kids are stealing these cars. Then they get in accidents, and the people that
they just killed a guy in Rochester.
Are getting sued.
82-year-old man was killed. Now, this guy and his little gang of 15-year-olds robbed in Buffalo a Kia. They were caught. They were brought in and put in the system and taken out the next, like an hour later. They went to Rochester and stole one and hit a car in a chase and killed an 82-year-old man. And they've been arrested 3 times for car theft. They've got to rot in the prison system. They have to.
The gimme jimmies of this. See, what Harris is and the Democrats of late are promising is freebies.
Everything's free.
Nothing works with that. You don't enjoy anything until you earn it.
No, you and I don't, but some people do, Tom. And it started with LBJ, and it's the bullshit. You know, I was just reading about socialism, right? And it's a very, I'll make it a very quick story. Professor said, I'm going to do an experiment. We got our A students, we got our D students, okay? Everybody take the test. You got the smart kids who study, got the A's. The wallflowers got the F's and the D's. Then he came out and said, tell you what, next test, we're going to take the average score. Well, the average score was a B. Okay, not bad. We're going to give everybody that score. And then the people that studied their balls off said, wait a minute.
Right.
Wait a minute. I studied, I got it. So wait a minute. The wallflower who didn't study, he got a B, and so did I, and I studied my ass off. Now, tried it one more time. Guess what happened? The average went down to D. Because the people that worked their tail off said, fuck it. Right. Why should I work my tail off? And the wallflowers did nothing like they always did.
And under this DEI shit, right? Everybody deserves a chance. Nobody fails anymore.
No. Oh, do you know that? All kidding aside.
I just found that out.
No, I found out actually from a couple of teachers that I know. They literally will push a kid all the way through until he gets to 16, he can't pass anything, and he quits. That's it.
The
turnips, Tom. They're turnips.
And everybody, you know, it's make room for everybody. Diversity or whatever. Yeah. I went for my colonoscopy not long ago, and I was laying there, and are you comfortable? I'm pretty good. You're numb pretty good, you know? All of a sudden, I felt something metal in my throat. It's something coming out here, and I did, and he had a student in there who, you know, just passed, you know, with the average.
Yeah.
And the scope was coming right out my mouth. Anyways, no, I want my heart surgeon to earn their scores and not be giving them.
Yeah.
And I don't care what
pilots.
Yeah, I don't care what anybody's sexual preference is. Can you do the job? Can you do the goddamn job? But take a look at all of that before you vote and before you put bumper stickers on your car.
Please do some research. Forget about his personality. How will you be better off under Donald Trump? I think you'll find the answers, but you got to look for him because the mainstream media is not going to tell you.
And I'd like to know too, like, guys, they say the Trump tax cuts end December 31st.
Oh God!
But they only help the rich. They helped Wayne and I. We're not rich.
We're not rich.
We're doing okay.
We're upper middle class.
My tax woman said, "You guys are going to be hit hard when these go."
Yeah.
Right. So what is that doing for me?
What's it? And you're working your tail off. You did work your tail off. Your wife would love to retire, can't. But you're going to get something that rips you apart on tax day.
So
that's ridiculous. So why don't you go gimme Jimmy?
So they say, Kamala Harris said at her convention, we want opportunities so everybody can work. Well, then there's jobs open right now. Why aren't these people signing up? They just dropped the fee for a civil service exam. Why aren't anybody taking these tests?
Nobody goes.
Because they're going to get to make the money, which isn't the rich, like, you know, Bates and all these people.
Right.
It's kind of like us.
Yeah.
And we're getting taxed up the ass on that.
Regular Joe.
Nobody wants to get taxed like that. So I say, what if we all just kind of quit our jobs and lay back? I know people that have gone belly up 4 times, twice for each one, husband and wife.
Bankruptcy.
GoFundMe's all the time, and every time there's a Bills game on, there he is, front and center. He's got his tickets.
He's got his season tickets.
Why don't we all, you know, we can go into Target now, and you and I each can take $999 worth of shit.
Just walk out.
What if we all start doing that? You went to the Bills game to work Saturday. You said a couple cars when you pulled in the employee lot were double parking.
Yeah.
Okay. Now a parking lot that holds 100 cars holds 50 if everybody does it.
Right.
What if we all do it?
What if we all do the gimme Jimmy and just take care of ourselves?
Nothing is free.
No.
And to hate the wealthy is ridiculous because they made this country. There's nothing wrong with capitalism.
No.
And the better they are, the better we all are.
Absolutely. And don't be jealous of people. Don't be jealous of your friends. Money this, money that. You know what? Yeah, material things, you got a nicer house, whatever it is. The end of the day, it comes down to friendships and family. That's what you're going to think about on your deathbed, and that's all that matters.
And I wish this bitch would take questions because would somebody ask her, what are we doing with the law and order? The George Soros-backed DAs. There's no bail. There's no nothing. Now they want to change the guy that killed the kids in Wisconsin.
Yeah.
He killed those co-eds in the dorm.
Yeah.
Or whatever.
Yeah.
They want to change because they don't know if he can get a fair trial. Everybody's upset. He butchered, 4 people?
3 or 4.
Right? Did Trump get a fair trial in New York for overvaluing his property?
Yes, he did a terrible thing to
Latice James, come to New York and get your abortions. We'll pay for it. We'll pay for your sex changes.
Yeah.
You know what you never hear Latice James say? What about these men that are laying in these alleys
Yeah.
and they're bleeding from their testicles, little vein scissors there? What about those guys that aren't getting their proper men's care, right? I never was given the right to give birth. What's in it for me?
What's in it for you? Why can't you give birth?
Why can't I give birth?
Cam, I want to be a tranny.
The last thing I'll tell you.
Yeah, we got to go.
Joy Reid was on, and there's a town in Louisiana, which I guess there's a lot of refineries around it, and the air quality isn't good.
Mm-hmm.
And it's only affecting the blacks there.
That's true.
These are blacks that were forced to come over here through slavery.
And now cannot leave Louisiana.
Now, if I'm not mistaken, that was 200 some years ago.
Yeah.
Which, by the way, they left where they would still be enslaved in Africa. But that's another show.
Yeah.
The air quality is so bad. People are dying. They don't even know who's dying anymore. Okay.
Here's
And
what you
Trump,
do. You ready?
No, but wait.
Get in a car and drive.
Trump did all of this. Trump was president for 4 years.
4 years.
How did he do all this? Why don't they move?
It's like sand in the desert. Get in your fucking car and get out.
Right. And here, they made a trade the other day. They said, voter ID, everybody has to show ID to vote, proof of the citizenship,
All right.
and you can vote all month. Democrats said no.
Well, yeah, because they don't want proof of citizenship.
Right.
They got 10 million over here. All right, listen. Good.
Listen, love you guys.
Love
Remember,
you. Good talk.
you see a rally, get the drummer. Without the drummer, they're fucked.
And also, do some research, okay? Bills in 10 days, getting exciting. Sabres camp, essentially in about 2 weeks. Things are getting cool, right?
Things are getting interesting.
All right, buddy.
Love y'all.
Take care, guys. Tom, we don't have it.